Alright, how in the world do I introduce this thing? This is something a little odd, but I don't know. The best thing, well, okay, I'll say two things. One, as you might be able to tell already, but just by the fonts you see on screen and probably a little else. This is a modification of, well, I guess you call it a ROM hack, of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. It's not particularly strongly related to that game, I guess I'll say. I've heard this described probably best as a ROM hack with the energy of a 2000s RPG Maker game. I'll just leave it at that. Anyhow, let's get started with our cute little framing device here. Kind of confused as to when the one writing this would even read these things, to be honest, but this is, by the way, as these things tend to be these days for me, not blind, but it's been a little while since I've seen this, so we'll see if I remember all the details and how well. This is not particularly long. It's always hard for me to decide how long episodes will be these days, because I've actually accepted that they won't always be the same, like 15 minutes or whatever else I've done in the past. I think I'll go for like 3 25-minute episodes per week for this. I think that's just appropriate given how the gameplay for this works out. Here I fall into the usual trap, though, that I think I have a harder time coming up with things to say, thoughts to give in a non-blind playthrough than in a blind one, because in a blind one I'm figuring out the plot as I go and so on. Here, well, I have more context than I already had the first time I went through as I go through it again. So I need to be very mindful of which context I draw on when I give thoughts on a thing. Here instead. As opposed to where? I think the thing that worked best for me, which was when I was playing another DS game. I was playing, oh, what's it called? Ghost Trick. I can't. Well, I had played that for the first time pretty recently, so I managed to kind of replay my thoughts as I went through the game. It's also, just a mystery story, so you're trying to figure stuff out as you go along. But I just replayed my thoughts, basically, kind of openly saying, hey, lots of these things I'm saying, questions I'm posing, are things I actually have answers to. I'm just kind of reenacting how I went through this originally, which feels awkward to do, but yeah, I think it probably works okay for a viewing experience. The computer-ish monologues, talking about optimization and so on, parallel processing, all that, does give me some flashbacks to things like you find yourself in a room or virus-side, interestingly. View your settings and save data. Oh, hold on. Are controls not working quite right? Oh, they are. Yeah, never mind. Just pressing the wrong button there. Not a lot of options for save data here. Mostly because we have no save data. Alright. Ready or not? A few minutes in, we finally see a Pokemon in this Pokemon ROM hack. I do love the visuals in this game. Oh, I actually have to press button to... Yeah, you actually have to press button to progress that. It's not regular text, but... You breathe in and out. I will admit, too, there are things about this story that I still haven't quite gotten straight in my head. I haven't, like, pored endlessly over this story to make sense of all the details. So there may be points, too, where I'm just kind of sitting thinking to myself about something, which I may or may not be able to share. Oh, we got audio back. Not sure why the text only just now started making noise, but... Oh, I think it's a difference between whether Smeagol's speaking aloud or just going by internal monologue. Dead, I'm guessing, is the question that we're posing there. Okay. Okay, so fun fact, thing that didn't really occur to you until just a few minutes ago. I haven't actually played one of these games ever since my last Let's Play of this on this channel. That's like 10 years ago or something? More, maybe? So, I remember the mechanics. I've seen other people play these. But I will have to remember some of the controls and so on. Yeah, so there's a gimmick here, given that you're playing as a Smeagol. This is our protagonist. Her name is Smeagol. Yeah, so if we can identify someone... so we have moves, we just have splash. Also, the menu buttons are slightly... Yeah, there we go. So we can... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Wait, what's this do? I thought that was a button you used to, like, point in a direction without... Yeah, apologies for... You take... There you go. This is the button you use to hold... To keep facing one direction. I was not trying to use an item. What is it? I remember if there was a button you could use to actually just do nothing. What was it? Hold on. There you go. That's the regular attack. Okay, so this is... Yeah, so I can't sketch whoever this is because I don't know who they are, as represented by a question mark here. But I can attack them. Oh, man, yeah, Splash isn't going to do anything useful anyways, but... Oh! Whoops! Because what Splash does is you jump in a random direction, but... I guess if you accidentally fall off, you warp. Is that like a mechanic the game has if you manage to accidentally force yourself... Like, you can't normally walk off a ledge. Is that just a mechanic in the base game if you manage to accidentally make yourself somehow fall somewhere invalid, like tumbling off of a... That's amusing. Okay, but you can also, by the way... Yes. So, okay, I prefer you not do that. So, it's kind of weird. I always found it strange how this game lets you cut corners exclusively if it's not a wall. So, for instance, here, we can cut corners right here where it's not a wall. Also, should not move around too much without a purpose because... Oh, I have one item inventory. Fantastic. Yeah, I figured. Boosting movement speed is a pretty big deal, actually. Anyways, let's keep on going. This being PMD, of course, you just want to get to the end. Could you not? Like, how my base attack damage is higher than what you do with a tackle. I guess they're just way lower than I am, level-wise. Back to dungeon crawling. Haven't done this in a good while, though. Okay, I guess that room in the north is inevitably where the actual exit is. It was always funny to me that this game makes no actual effort to... Oh, jeez. Oh, wait. Did I miss that the floor... I just missed that the stairs were in this room. Whatever. I guess I have to explore a little bit. Probably should not have stepped so close to where they go attack me. Oh, boy. Alright. As time goes on, we will heal up a little bit at least. Warp seed. Do I want... It just warps you randomly to some random place. It is... Actually, is hunger a thing here? No, actually, I don't know if hunger's actually a mechanic in this mod. It might not be. No confusion. Also just good to see our passive abilities, I guess. No, the technician might be part of why we're doing decent damage. But okay, whatever. No, I don't think there is any element of hunger here, actually. But yeah, warp speed's probably better than warp. By a decent margin, actually. I am somehow just... Oh. Okay, you can go back to the previous floor. Whoops. This feels silly, but I'm actually in a pretty bad spot right now. I think I can manage this in one fight. No, I'm going to die if I don't immediately hightail it. Okay. Let's eat this then. That means we can move twice at a time, so... Oh, shoot. It doesn't last long either. Well, fantastic. Do we get a special cutscene for that? Yeah, that was a shameful display on my part, but... I haven't actually seen what happens if you fail here. Yeah, you can't really take him on head on here. I was a little too aggressive at the start. Well, that, and I just completely missed the stairs. Yeah, I'll get my intuition for this game back after a little bit, I assure you. Just haven't played this game in like over a decade, so... are those the stairs there? I don't think you can just look around, no. Oh, that was exactly what I didn't want to do. Alright, I'm gonna have to actually fight. That warp seed actually probably would have been more useful to me in the end. For getting out. I forgot how quickly you ran out of... Dude. Come on now. I forgot how quickly you ran out of speed from quick seeds like that. I don't think I ever used them in the basic game, really. There you go. So now those ones we recognize, in theory, if we actually encountered them, we'd be able to sketch them and actually get abilities from them, and then we'd have actual moves we can use. There we go. Kind of weird that they can use moves on us and we won't be able to sketch them, because even though we recognize we're using moves, but oh well. Here we go. I should probably not get cornered by both these guys simultaneously. What is my... This is me being silly on Pokemon logic, but... What is my actual... Oh, do I have any IQ abilities? I don't remember what all these actually do. Everyone only uses moves. I guess if an AI controls them, that's true, but that's not true for me playing the character. Yeah, so these are just things that apply if you're not the one controlling. Whatever. What's the ideal label up there? That's interesting. Sleep too much. Money no. I didn't catch that earlier. Hold on. Sleep too much. Money no. Fantastic. What was I looking at here? Oh yeah, can you change the... Normally you can change what some stuff looks like. I think I'll leave this all the same. I know some people really like to change how all this looks. Yeah, the frame appearance is locked in this game. You cannot change it. You just look at the map that way. I think we're... Seek away up. Okay. Anyways, what did I want to look at? I just wanted to see briefly... This is silly, but... Yeah, smeargle's just normal. That's what I thought. I don't remember my type tables very well. Admittedly. Okay, so you I can... Okay, yeah, I can't sketch anything from you. Fantastic. I'm in a very bad spot right now. Yep. Great. Okay, I'll get back here without wasting your time making you watch it. Oh, that's weird. I'm on the first floor again, but now I actually can see everyone. The thing is, this game gets off to a difficult start because you don't have any moves to use at first. I still can't sketch anything from these guys. Okay, I'll get back to the third floor at least. Things are not going well. No, sorry, I actually misremembered one of the mechanics here. You can only sketch moves that they have already used. So let this guy scratch me. Now I can actually scratch. There we go. No, that was just me taking a bit longer to pick up on that. I didn't realize that they had to have used it before. Okay, now that I understand that, everything should be okay, because now I can actually, you know, get moves to use on enemies. We'll worry about that Squirtle if they actually run into us. Bulbasaur is running from me. I'm fine with that. Oh boy, that looks fantastic. Okay. I'll just wait for you. There we go. So now we can actually... Great. There we go. See, now we can actually do real damage to everyone. Look at this guy just turning and running. Of course, we will need to actually worry about maintaining PP, but that was an interesting floor. I think Quickseed is still the one thing we have, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's kind of silly me jumping into a hack made clearly for people that are fairly familiar with the game already. This game does actually... This is a bit more puzzle-oriented than most hacks of its nature usually will be. Which does also mean... you'll actually just use regular attacks on. That I will happily sketch. Yeah, they did no damage to me. Well, because they barely used moves anyways. But this one's a bit more puzzle-oriented, and that does require decent understanding of mechanics, which, granted, I've seen the puzzles, so I generally know what you have to do, but... There we go, see? When we use actual moves, we can just one-shot everyone, so fights are not a problem anymore. Okay. Just a quick rough start. I also promise you that I'm not deliberately playing two games right now with protagonists that have a tendency to ruminate severely. Warm is an unusual way of describing this place. I literally can't tell what you are. You're straight up a question mark to me. No, you don't look like anything. Thanks. Although I guess, considering how many times I got beat up getting here. Now you look like something. Is it really that obvious how discontent Smeagol is? I don't know if you can hug with arms like that. I guess I was wrong. Nope. I kind of called Smeagol before that name was formally introduced, but you know, I mean, not a particularly novel thing to call a Smeagol. I don't think that was going to weird anyone out. I do love the distinctive aesthetic of this game. It's nice. I couldn't do it quite too much justice in the background I made for these videos, unfortunately. Partly just for lack of time, but also lack of confidence to try to draw something the same style or to grab a bunch of assets. As you can see, I kind of just took something from the title screen, but I think it's sufficient because just being in a black void feels pretty appropriate for this game. Oh, well, yeah, that's probably the bigger factor, that all the things trying to kill you not trying to kill you anymore. Yeah, we're even more nowhere than we started. Are we actually just in a black void now? Or very slightly lighter than black void? That's what the screen said. What you were like before was attacking everyone, or everyone attacking you? And specifically, starter is apparently attacking you, which is an interesting level of specificity. Okay, so did I just kind of... Did I basically just erase your memories entirely? Literal complete dark. But you brought us here. Yeah, thinking excessively is kind of an issue Smeargle appears to have, in fact. Like you in what way? You have no stick. You have nothing to hold the stick with. You have but nubs. Well, like you as in like you prior to you becoming a marketable plush toy, or... This is very hypothetical. Yeah, I think I'd call it projection. Something, clearly, but... Well, I guess you being happy to exist is valid, but... Watching me, or watching what? Okay. Okay, that's the harder thud than I was expecting, but... Just running in a circle. Ever. Smeargle died on impact.